Okay, hello. We are back again for some more The Way We All Go. Alright, we were still hanging out with Amu here. So I'm not exactly sure where we're going here. Looks like we're in a bookstore from the background, but what I've learned is you can't always trust what the background shows. Sometimes I've played a few visual novels, before that. The background really doesn't match what they're describing all the time, or what's going on. Sometimes it's totally different. Let's see what they got here. Oh. Can't believe they have the next volume of this out already. Okay, yes. I guess we got our answer. This is a bookstore. Hey, be careful with that. I am with concern. In the same way my mother might fuss over a particular spirited child. It almost stands in a corner of the bookstore, flipping through the pristine pages of a brand new manga with such speed, I'm worried she'll crease them. I did wonder why she wanted to drag me to a bookstore of all places, given she isn't one for reading a lot. Maybe she just wants to hang out with you. But now I know why. Oh, she knows why. I didn't know this store sold manga too. I wonder if this diversification is a recent thing. Amo giggles, sticking out her tongue. Fret not, O ye of little faith. I'm not a complete klutz like you. I click my tongue against the roof of my mouth. I want to retort, but I know it'd still be for nothing. I was right. When it comes to discussions of my shortcomings, of which there are many, I was alright. If I were bickering with Saki, maybe I would be able to defend myself, but Amu's known me for too long and has too much material to work with. Oh, she has a lot of shit on you, apparently. Apparently, they've known each other for plenty length of period of time that she knows way too much of his flaws. Which I think is actually perfectly fine. I mean, if she knows a lot of his flaws, he knows a lot of hers. They could probably build a decent relationship. They know enough about each other. But there's always stuff that people keep secret. You've known each other for a long time now. Everyone has secrets. Everyone has stuff that they do not know about each other. She even knows about that one time in class with the cockroach. Oh no, what about the cockroach? Just thinking about it makes me shudder. Did it scare you? Did freaking cockroach scare you or something? And you're like, ah! I thought I exercised that thought from my mind completely. Why is it coming back? I need to think of something else. Anything else. Anything to stop the embarrassment. Well, what are you looking at anyway? This? Why, I thought you would have been able to guess. It's a strange new invention we call a book. A book. A strange new invention we call a book. She loves to tease him. I like her. I know that. Whenever anybody asks that question, I know that. They do, then why do people ask it? Why do people ask? I think what he means is, what are you reading? What type of book is it? What's it about? Because I want to know what book it is. Is that really such a crime? Well, it's nothing special. Just some manga. No big deal. Oh, come on, tell him. The front cover looks awfully pink. You sound so shocked. I'm not shocked. Not really. I just didn't think you'd be interested in something with such a cute cover. Emma giggles clearly, pressing her index finger against her lower lip. There's a lot about me you don't know, Acha. Apparently, he didn't think that she liked girlier stuff. I mean, I don't see how you would get that. Just the way she looks, she doesn't look like she tries to react to Manish other than hitting him and shit. We women are mysterious creatures. Sure are. And yet you seem to know everything about me. Well, of course. That's also part of our mystery. I don't think I'll be saying those cuckoo stuff like that. It just sounds weird. What do you think? Huh. If you say so. I sigh, stressing the joints of my elbow. While Amu flips through various volumes of manga, I have half a mind to tell her this is a bookstore, not a library, but I'm sure she laughed at me. I pondered. Didn't Saki ask me for a souvenir yesterday? I don't really know what kind of souvenir she's expecting, though. It's not like I've gone to visit some famous tourist destination. This is only a tiny little town near a tiny little village. I suppose I could get her something to eat. Everybody likes chocolate, don't they? Well, is it some sort of special chocolate? Even Saki, with her admiration for any and all things Gothic, who only ever drinks tomato juice with her school lunch, likes chocolate. Chocolate isn't a very special gift, though. You can buy chocolate everywhere, which, to me at least, only attests to how incredible it is, but not everybody seems it that way. It doesn't have much heart. What would Saki like, though? Knowing her and her ghoulish tastes, she probably appreciates something suitably more morbid, like a badger skull or a taxidermy bat. But I don't know if there are any specialist stores around here where I'd be able to pick up such questionable items. Not why they're questionable. I think they would just be weird items that someone might want to buy. Feeling a little like I'm cheating, but generally curious for an answer, I turn to look at Ame, who is still preoccupied with her manga. There's something strangely relaxing about watching Ame read. Although she claimed all girls are made of mysteries earlier, she's very open about her emotions most of the time. She must have reached a particularly dramatic twist in her story because her eyes are tragically wide, her eyebrows raised so high they've disappeared into her hairline. I smile, shaking my head. I can't help but being amused. Hey, Amu? Huh? Amu jumps at the sound of her name, her voice a little more pitchy than usual. I laugh. That manga was pretty engrossing, huh? Oh, yeah. It's not that bad, I suppose. I'm sorry. Did I startle you? No, not really. Togasaki Amu doesn't get startled by anything. I'd remain completely cool in the event of the apocalypse. Would you? I would love to see that. The apocalypse comes. Would you keep her cool, or would she panic like everyone else? Anyway, what were you calling me for? Do you have a question? Yeah, actually, I was wondering. I frowned, rubbed one hand against the back of my head. This might sound kind of weird, but do you know what kind of gift a girl would like? A girl? Well. A devious smile begins to form on Amu's face. She's probably like, you want a gift for a girl, do you? Oh, you have some secret girl that you want to get a gift to. Achan, you sly old dog, you. When were you planning to tell me this piece of breaking news, huh? Oh. I winch as Amu elbows me in the stomach hard. She's quite the aggressive girl. Was she trying to hurt me, or is that just my imagination? What are you talking about? I'm talking about you getting a girlfriend, of course. Girlfriend? Yes. In only 2 years, too. I never would have believed it of you. I stare at Amu, my mouth falling open in a small Oh no. She thinks I have a girlfriend. I don't think, Saki is his girlfriend, really. They're more than just friends, it seems like. Of course, I should have known she'd react like this. And what does she have to be so loud about it? He seems to be feeling a little bit embarrassed here. It feels like everybody in the bookstore is staring at me. Saki isn't my girlfriend. She's just a friend. Oh. Her name is Saki, is it? How cute. I don't know if cute would be the best way to describe her. Uh-huh. So, how would you describe her? I don't know. Maybe scary? Oh, you like sadistic girls, huh? Maybe you should just call her, maybe not scary. You should have just maybe said that she's kind of into gothic stuff or something. It seems like that's what you're kind of describing her as. So, a girl who likes that type of stuff. Who's into vampires, maybe werewolves and other shit like that. Maybe metal music. I don't know. Of course you do. I should have known. You always enjoyed those punishment games we used to play when we were younger, didn't you? Oh, I was like, I should have known. You always enjoyed it when I beat you up. You like getting hit. You like it when I hit you. I didn't enjoy them. I didn't enjoy them at all. And anyway, Saki isn't my girlfriend. Okay, Chan. Whatever you say. I'm telling the truth. I'm his friends. I don't know if she really believes Saki's my girlfriend or not, but it's clear she's going to continue to frame it that way, just to unsettle me. Is this revenge for making her jump earlier? If so, it seems a little harsh. Anyway, why are you so hung up on buying this girl a present? She asked for one, that's all. I think she's been feeling a little down lately, so I thought it might cheer her up. You must really like this girl then. I like her enough, I suppose. Why are you asking? Well, Anu pauses, tongue in at the end of her pink ponytail in a strangely detested manner. Well, have you ever thought that maybe Amu likes you a little more than just friends as well? She's kind of maybe feeling a little jealous at the moment? Although she's still smiling, her expression looks slightly less cheery than before. I find it kind of hard to believe that you're so desperate to buy a present for a girl that's simply a friend, when you wouldn't even buy me one of your bestest bud a measly ice cream. Holy shit! I wonder if we bought her, would this be different? Would this conversation be slightly different dialogue-wise if we decided to actually buy her that ice cream? That's actually pretty cool to think about. I wonder what it would say right here. Hey now, I thought she's gone over that. She's still holding a grudge. Amo can be such a kid sometimes. It's not that I like Saki more than you. It's just different. Amo pouts, sticking out her lower lip. Different? How is it different? Well, because I've bought you loads of things in the past, but I've never really bought Saki anything before. She doesn't usually ask for favors from people. And you're saying I do? Oh shit, man, this dude just seems to be getting himself into shit. Oh, maybe you should slow down on this conversation and stop coming up with some sort of excuses, man. No more excuses. You do try to get me to buy stuff for you quite a lot. But I haven't in ages. Now for like 2 whole years. Because you haven't seen me for 2 whole years. Huh. You might have a point there. Amu laughs, though it lacks a certain kind of buoyancy. I think she's kind of down a little bit right there. Like, oh, maybe a little bit of jealousy right there in that conversation there. She's like, oh, you're gonna buy her something, but you wouldn't buy me an ice cream? Her eyes are unusually downcast. Her smile strained. If I didn't know any better, I'd say she really was jealous. I wonder, in this kind of scenario, is it really alright for me to put Saki before Amu? Amu does have a point. I have known her for far longer. But I'm just fiddling with the hem of her skirt, her eyes directed downwards toward the ground. She seems to be a little nervous or something at the moment. Maybe she wants to say something. I wonder what it is. If you want to buy her a present, then it's fine. I blink at Amu's surprise. It isn't often she backs down like this, and of her own free will, no less. Are you sure? Yeah. It might be a good lesson for me. Lesson? I think I'm just feeling kind of clingy. Like, I knew Achan first, so he's all mine. A sheepish smile. I know that's kind of unhealthy, though, and it isn't fair to you. You have a new life now. New friends. If you really want, you can go and buy the girl a present. Please don't mind me. So she says, but I can tell, despite her bravado, she isn't happy about it. I kind of see it in her eyebrows at the moment. She's trying to put up that smile on her face, but she's kind of fake, it seems. I clearly hurt her feelings. Now I feel conflicted. What should I do? Are they going to give us choices here? And what kind of present should Saki like? Anyway. A present for Saki. A present for Saki. A present for Saki. A sudden flash of inspiration crossed my mind, illuminating my thoughts more clearly than a clap of thunder. There was that store, wasn't there? I used to go there with Noella all the time, back when we were younger. The old man who worked there was really nice, until he got replaced by the eerie woman with the long fingernails and the perpetual look of arch disdain. Just thinking about her is making my skin crawl. Besides, this store is a little off the beaten track. It's not one of the stores situated on the main street. It's tucked away amongst a rabbit warren of residential homes, difficult to find unless one knows where it is. Could I really go there? Would it be worth it? Hey, what's this? Do you have an idea, Achan? Well, I frown, looking down at my shoes. Could I really drag Alma along on an excursion like that, just to find a gift for another girl back at home? Didn't I come here so I could spend time with my old friends, rather than fussing over the new? I don't want to upset Amu. Should I go with that idea, or should I just leave it? I think we'll tell her that we do have an idea. Whoa. I don't think I've ever been to this place before. I'm not surprised. I don't know if many people have. After all, this place is hard to find, tucked away amongst a bunch of residential houses. It took Amo and I 20 minutes to get here. I'm surprised I didn't get lost on the way. I remember during my trips here with Noella, the items in the store weren't so much antiques as bits of old junk, and I'm not surprised to see this hasn't changed in the last 2 years. The interior of the store is piled high with junk, but I can't imagine much of it has any practical use. With just one curiously glance around, I can see several cracked mirrors, an old grandfather clock, display cases filled with dolls, a wooden table missing a leg, a bird cage with a broken lock, an ancient iron tea kettle, a mask that seems to be from the Noah theater tradition, but it's very crudely carved and painted. It does seem like there's a bunch of junk in there, yeah, broken stuff in there. Bird cage, it's like someone just took a bunch of stuff and like, hey, you don't want this? I'll put it in my store. Oh, that has a broken leg? I'll take that off here. I'll try to sell it. Maybe it would look good for Halloween, but I can't imagine anybody would want it hanging on their living room wall for decorative purposes. They'd have to have pretty warped sensibilities if that was the case. Although I don't have much interest in things like this, Noah has always been very keen. I'm not sure why, but she has some inbuilt magpie-like obsession with over-collecting junk. I don't think Saki and Noah are very similar, not by any stretch of the imagination, but Saki also has a fondness for curious old objects. I think she likes the mystery and the romance of it, although personally, I don't find broken plates and old jewelry romantic. Maybe I have no sense of imagination, but I worry about almost everything all the time, so I must have some capability of it. I guess being overly anxious and imaginative are two distinctly different things. There is thick with dust, so heavy I have to stuff in my coughs with one hand. It's nice to know this place hasn't changed at all. It's just as disorderly as I remember. I cast my mind back to the sign displayed outside the door, written in red pen and angry strokes. The sign that reads, "For all to see. To my beloved customers, please, would you kindly close the door when you enter the shop? For that is what a door is for." Thank you. Okay, I'm assuming that a lot of the customers who've come, if he's got to write that, that means a lot of the customers who have come into there just have not closed the door. I thought the shopkeeper might have removed the sign during the last 2 years I was away in the city, but I guess not. So that sign's been out there that long? The passive-aggressive nature of that warning must be doing wonders for this little store's business, though, because it's completely empty. Not a soul in sight, save for the shopkeeper. Is the girl in the purple hair? That's the shopkeeper? She looks young. She's sitting at the counter, leaning over something, a pencil clutched in one hand. Her dark blue hair, it's supposed to be blue? I guess it's a bluish color. All in front of her pale face, obscuring her features. I was actually expecting some hideous, witch lady. I'm actually kind of surprised. I thought it was this could be some witch girl. Some old lady, No, son. She looks rather young to me. I don't know whether she's even realized there are other people in her store. Or if she has, she evidently doesn't care. Not even the sound of the bell ringing as when I entered was enough to get her attention. I wonder what her name was. I'm sure I've seen her somewhere else before, and not just behind the counter of the store. Didn't she used to go to my school? Holy shit, so she used to went to go to school, yeah, she definitely is young. I turned to Amu for confirmation. She's surveying the young woman behind the counter with an uneasy look. Oh? Do you know who she is? I whisper under my breath. Amu nods her head. It's Irie's big sister. Suzumi. Irie? I blink, cast my mind back. Irie. Ah, I remember Irie. She went to my school, lived in the same village. Blonde girl with the corkscrew pigtails, who always used to wear the most beautiful clothes. umbrella once during a particularly bad downpour when she had left hers at home. The expression on his face really is curious. He looks as though she swallowed a lemon whole. What's wrong? Weren't you friends with Yuri? I was at some point. Now, however, she winches. It's a little complicated. I'm not sure whether her big sister will appreciate me hanging around here. Oh, they must have gotten some sort of fight or argument of something big. Wasn't just some little argument or something. You mean you had an argument? You could call it that. Personally, I think she was just being stubborn, but I'm a size, letting her shoulders sag. If you really want to buy something from here, I won't stop you, but is it alright if I wait outside? I don't want the big sister to spot me. Is she really that bad? From what I remember of Suzumi, she was only ever rude and sardonic towards me, but maybe she was just having a bad day. A couple of bad days. And we all have moments in our life like that. It wouldn't be fair to condemn somebody based on a mere handful of interactions. To my own expression, however, you'd think I dragged her up before a guillotine rather than into an antique store. I don't think I've ever seen Amu, brave and fearless Amu, capable of facing down the apocalypse without so much as a sniffle, look so pale before. Maybe Sutsumi really is that bad. I feel guilty for bringing Amu here. Guilty and never so slightly frightened for my safety. What? You think she's gonna hate you or something? You didn't know that this shop had her in there and they were on bad terms relationship with each other. Still, I came here to buy a gift, and it would be silly to leave after coming all this way. I square my shoulders and draw in a deep breath, trying to compose myself. I can do it, with or without Amu's support. I can. Okay. Wait outside. I'll try to be quick. Thank you, Achan. With a small smile, Amu gives me a wave and then ducks back out of the shop, the open door letting a brief sliver of sunlight creep down the very ugly patterned carpet, before it is finally extinguished with a slam. Somehow, the disappearance of the light seems strangely symbolic, as though my own hopes of escaping here alive have similarly been extinguished. Oh, no, he's gonna die inside the antique shop. What a racket. The sound of the door slamming finally rose Sutsumi from her stupor. She lifts her head, glaring eyes framed with dark lashes. I whimper. The look on her face. I have no doubts it could bore through solid steel. Are you trying to give me a headache? I put that sign outside the door for a reason, you know. So people would remember to close it? Does she even remember what that sign says? It doesn't say don't slam the door. It says close the door. Yes, but that's only part of it. I thought a notice like that would be enough to scare away brats like yourself. But I suppose I was hoping that sign outside would scare little kids like you out of here. What a way to talk to your customers. Apparently she doesn't want customers. What can I do so you people get the message? Short of nailing the corpse of a dead dog in the... Okay. I can feel the color draining out of my face as though a plug has been pulled somewhere on the soles of my feet. I must look ashamed. I feel ashamed too, if it is even possible to feel such a thing. Oh? Now, wait a one moment. Suzumi's eyes eyes soften slightly. One finger, I notice with the gold, her fingernails are remarkably long and pointed. Tapping against her lower lip. I think I recognize you. You do? Yes. That's right. You're not just any old impudent brat after all. She nods as though reassuring herself of this fact. The two little buns, pinned neatly at either side of her head, bounce slightly as she moves, in a manner that could almost be considered charming. Almost. If her fingernails weren't so very, very sharp, her gaze so disconcerting, her smirk so distinctly unpleasant. You used to live here, didn't you? In the village, I mean. You went to my school, though you must have been even littler back then than you are now. Bringing his size into the equation, are we? Yes, that's right. Ah-chan, isn't it? I look down at the floor, hardly daring to meet this woman's eyes. It's a mark of just how ingrained on my subconscious that nickname is that I respond to it almost as though it's my real name. By this point, given everybody refers to me as such, even my teachers, it might as well be. If everybody starts referring to me with this diminutive and nobody uses my birth name, will that rewrite my whole identity? Will the me I used to be before Amu arbitrarily assign this nickname to me disappear completely? But then again, I was only 3 or 4 when I got this nickname. It wasn't really all that much of me that existed before then anyway. I guess it doesn't matter that much after all. Man, you've known her for that long? Man, you guys have been friends for quite a long time. My little sister has told me about you. She said your family got bored of the country and decided to move out to the big city. Although she's simply stating a fact, it feels as though she's judging me. Behind her eyes, I can see the unspoken words loud and clear. Traitor. You are a traitor! Yeah, my dad got a new job, so my parents decided to move. For some reason, I feel like I have to defend myself, even though she hasn't actually made any kind of accusations out loud. But I didn't want to move. I was really against the whole idea. I tried to talk my parents out of it, but they didn't listen. How sad. My heart bleeds for you. Anyway, if you want to buy something, do it quickly. I'm in the middle of something, and your presence is distracting me. In the middle of something? I look at Sutsumi curiously. I can see several sheets of paper spread out across the top of the counter. It looks like she's drawing something, but I can't tell what. Now. Did I tell you that you could try to sneak a peek at my private affairs? Private? That's right. What I'm working on is top secret. An unclocked voice such as yourself could never comprehend it. Okay, then it wouldn't matter if you looked at it if you can't comprehend it. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to look. I was just curious. And it was curiosity that killed the cat, as they say. I bet this woman wouldn't wait a single heartbeat before killing me. I don't think she would kill you, man. She's just trying to scare you. With those sharp claws, I wouldn't stand a chance. Now, would you kind of get out of my sight? She is one mean girl. And for a shopkeep. What the hell? I thought you were trying to run a freaking shop here. Telling people to get out of here. Get out of my damn shop! Run along, little boy. Shoot! Sutsumi makes a dismissive motion with her hands. I'm more than happy to oblige. my face burning bright red, I turned about my heels, venturing into the deeper, darker depths of the store. I just hope Saki appreciates her present, whatever it ends up being. I feel as though this gift may very well end up costing me more than mere money. Is this what you want? Yes, please. Sumi picks up my planned purchase in one pale hand. I know, with a start, her skin might be just as white as Saki's. Is that because she stays in this dimly lit shop, backlight for hours on end? Maybe, that could be it. Or maybe it's something more sinister than that. I don't think there's anything more sinister with her pale skin. Wasn't there that one countess who stayed young forever by bathing in the blood of young virgin girls? Okay. I think you're letting your imagination get to you there. I don't think she's bathing in the blood of young virgin girls or anything like that. I shudder. The item Suzumi is turning over and examining with a critical gaze is something that certainly supports my sinister theory. It's a pack of tarot cards. Okay, a pack of tarot cards. I'm surprised I was able to find such a Saki-like gift in here. Nestled away on a shelf amongst an old board of Go and a set of nesting dolls. Stumbling across this really was a stroke of luck. The cards are fairly large, about the size of my palm, printed on thick paper that doesn't yield easily when bent. The print on them are fairly abstract, with lots of flowers and skulls and gnarled trees, but I think Saki would prefer that. It's just a pity that there isn't any vampire card, but the odd goblin-like creature grinning unpleasantly up at me from the devil card seems gothic enough. The cards are a little ragged at the edges, slightly worn from wear, and it makes me wonder just how old they are. Probably they've been festering away in some corner of the store. Maybe for years and years. Somehow, the knowledge that I may be the first person to handle these cards for 5, 10, maybe 20 years makes me feel a little excited. Has the shop really been around that long? That it could have been sitting there for 20 years? Is this why Noelle enjoys collecting antiques so much? The thrill? After finishing her appraisal, Suzumi gathers the cards together and slots them back into the slightly moth-eaten box where they belong. These are pretty nice. It is only the major arcana, but I don't think any of them are missing. You know about tarot cards? Just a little. You pick up lots of random bits of knowledge when you write things. You write books? Once more, the sheets of paper strewn across the counter piqued my interest. Are these pages from Sumi's novel? Did she get mad at me because I was distracting her from her writing? Is she actually a famous author? Maybe that's how the store is able to stay open, despite the evidence. But Sumi snorts, destroying this little fantasy in a matter of moments. Not books, no. It's something far more exciting. Oh, shoot. So you don't write books, what do you write? Exciting? But don't start prying now. It isn't your place. I look down at the floor, my face flushing. I'm sorry. You apologize an awful lot, don't you? Only because your withering gaze and pointed comments make me feel like I should apologize. You're scaring him. You're scaring me. I think he's afraid that you'll beat him, or scratch him, or kill him, or eat him, or drain his blood. I'm sorry. Why are you apologizing again for? Suzumi sneers. Well, I should have expected as much. It's just a shame you couldn't have shown a little bit of that humility towards my little sister. Okay. Your little sister? You mean Eri? Is there any other? How could you forget my dear Eri when she is the cutest, sweetest, most sensitive creature in the whole world? I didn't forget her. He's trying to come up with an excuse. You did forget her, didn't you? I didn't know I'd ever done anything wrong to her. Of course you wouldn't remember. Men never do. Oh, shit. Apparently he's done something wrong to her. Oh, crap. Apparently Tsumi knows. They're so pig-headed and unreliable. I'm sorry? She apologizes again. I'm sorry. He apologizes quite a bit. Tsumi raises an eyebrow. You're apologizing for being born as a man now? Don't say you're sorry again. I guess I apologize for that. Although it sounds kind of sad when she puts it that way. And our dude here he doesn't seem to be that brave of a guy, or he doesn't seem to deal with people very well either. He gets himself into stuff that now he's apologizing. He's like, was that what I was apologizing for? I was just saying sorry because I thought it would get rid of this I think what he was doing just saying sorry for was just to get the conversation over with and the negative part of it gone, hoping it would disappear, but no, he just keeps digging himself. What a devious little giggle. Tsumi leans across the counter. You know, if you ever get tired of being a man, I can help you out. How? Okay, what are you gonna do? Dress him up like a girl and cut off his balls? What do you mean? I mean, I have a way to end that masculinity forced upon you by birth forever. Okay, you say you got some sort of magic spell? When I'm through with you, nobody could recognize you as one of those disgusting, shameless pigs again. I'm assuming that she doesn't like men, she must like women. That's all it's coming to the conclusion here. She's calling them disgusting, shameless, and other stuff, so if she likes someone, it must be females. She must be a lesbian. What? I feel a chill run down my spine, ice cold, as though somebody has just slipped an eel down the back of my shirt. For all I know, Tsumi could be talking about giving me a makeover, but she could be talking about cutting your balls off, dude. Somehow, I doubt it. I think her motives might be rather more unpleasant than that. I'll think about it. Dude, why would you have to think about that? You could just say, what, you want to become a girl or something? Is that it? If you didn't want to become a girl, you just say, I'm not really interested in becoming a girl. You don't have to be like, give her a non-answer. In my nightmares. Can I just pay for the cards, please? He wants out of there. He's so uncomfortable. Oh, these? Tsumi turns her attention back to the pack of cards, resting innocently on her desk. Well, I don't particularly like selling my stock so irritating little boys who are so stupid they can't even repent when they've done something wrong. What the fuck? How do you ever sell anything? Don't really deserve it, you know. I know. I'm sorry. He apologizes again. I know I don't deserve it. Just let me out of here. Just give me the pack. Sell it to me. But since I am busy with my work and I don't particularly want to be disturbed, I suppose if it will be the quickest way to make you leave, I can agree. Just this once. So you'll sell them to me? That's right. And for a discount price, too, if you promise to take them and get out of as soon as possible. I will. I won't come back, I promise. As if I'd want to. I'd rather gnaw off my own arm. Good, good. Then I'm glad we understand one another. What? That cold, empty laugh of Suzumi's. It's making my whole body shudder. I'm starting to feel sick. In her dark clothes, with those long fingernails, with that laugh, she fits the role of a wicked witch almost perfectly. I wouldn't be at all surprised if this store turned out to be a front for her to carry out her witch-like activities, sacrificing animals at altars and bathing in pig's blood and practice. He's got quite the little imagination there. Maybe she's cast some kind of curse on me, and when I go to sleep tonight, all my flesh will slowly start to peel away from my bones. No, I don't want that. Anything but that. Saki, I really hope you appreciate your present. Finally, out the door. I'm surprised she just to get rid of you, she didn't just give you it and say, here, just take it and leave. Finally done, huh? Yeah. I'm sorry. It took a little while to find something I wanted, and then I got distracted talking to the shopkeeper. Being threatened and insulted by her, more like, is casting curses on people illegal? You made that up. You can't say it's illegal when you have no proof that she cast a curse on you. Maybe I should report her. I think the police would be like, okay, we'll take your information down that you have just given us, and they'll just throw it into a pile. That's what I would do. I'd just like, okay, give me that info. All right, bye. And then laugh about it after he leaves. Hey, this dude just gave a report that he said that someone put a curse on him. But, if I did, she'd probably inflict me with the Black Plague. Ooh, Amu grins. Her light smile is able to combat some of the unease I felt earlier, making my body feel more relaxed. If Tatsumi is some kind of demon, then does that make Amu an angel? An angel who likes to hit people in the back a lot and embarrasses them with past memories like they would much rather forget. Maybe Amu isn't really an angel after all. Her company is still preferable to Tsumi-san. Then again, this might not be saying much, given the company of a rabid wolf would still be preferable to Suzumi's. I can only imagine. Tsumi is quite an intense person, isn't she? Yeah. Intense is the word. You were brave going into there all on your own, Acha. I think living in the city has changed you. You think? I think you're a lot braver now. Far more confident. It's cool. Well, I don't know about that. I think back to my earlier exchange with Suzume, flushing. Would Amu be quite so keen to call me cool if she's seen just how much I was apologizing? That's what I was thinking. You're like just apologizing, and you're like just whimpering there going, I'm sorry, no, leave me alone, don't hurt me, don't eat me, no! Anyway, what did you get your friend? What did you get her? Oh, nothing special. Just this. I drew the pack of tarot cards out of my pocket. Amu examines them with interest, her ponytail bobbing as she tilts her head. Aren't they like those cards you used to tell? They're for fortune telling, I think. I don't know. I've never used them. So, your friend is into demons and ghosts and creepy things like that? It's what it seems like, from what he's described, she's into that type of stuff. A little. She does like horror movies a lot. Maybe that explains it then. It explains what? How you ended up becoming so brave. If you've got a friend like that, maybe her fearlessness rubbed off on you a little too. I don't know about that. Whenever I watch horror movies with Saki, I have to put my hands over my eyes during the scary parts. Our little main protagonist here does seem like a little wimp. little wimpy at times. Maybe he's getting a little bit braver. He does seem to have some confidence issues, especially when it involves his size and shit like that. I don't handle graphic depictions of violence very well, especially not when it comes with gallons of bright red blood. So, Nachan, do you want to walk back to the cafe? My dad said he'd pick us up and give us a ride back to the village. He did? That's kind of him. Yeah. And I thought maybe you wouldn't want to walk home all the way by yourself, given it's quite a way, and you already did a load of walking just to get here. And to get to the store, too. It's true. My feet really are starting to ache. I think I might have stretched my stamina a little too far today. Walking into town was bad enough, but the extra added journey to the antique store might have cinched it in for me. Thanks. I would love a ride back home, if you're sure it's okay. Sure. Of course I'm sure, Achan. Don't be silly. I don't say things I don't mean. Oh, and she hits him again. Oh. Did she really need to hit my shoulder like that? Besides, Dad'll probably love it. He loves showing off. He must have like 10 or 20 stories of his recent great achievements he's been dying to tell you. Stories. Not stories. Doesn't he tell you them? Amu's face darkens. He does. Believe me, he does. I think I've heard that tale about the trout 50 times now. If I hear anyone talking about fishing, I might scream. He just keeps bugging me with these tales. And so I end up getting a lift home from Amu's dad. Although I know very little about cars, I know enough to realize this car is pretty old. Well, if that car is supposed to look like what I see on the inside there, that looks like one old looking inside. The interior smells funny, and the seats look worn and frayed. It doesn't help that Amu's dad seems to be driving too quickly. He's speeding! As the car speeds along down the country roads, I feel myself being jerked about in the back seat. My body shaking like a pit bull. I can imagine him going, "Raw bloom, raw bloom, raw bloom." Sitting in the front of the car beside her father, Amu complains bitterly, her arms folded. What is she complaining about, that he's going too fast? This car is such a piece of junk. Why don't you get a new one, Dad? Because times are hard, sweetheart. Times are hard. We've got to make every penny count. Whoa! What the hell? I'm imagining the dad holding on to the car going, it's hard times, sweetheart. It's hard times. We got to make every penny count. And then it's like, ha 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 ha. I don't understand what the laughing is part of it. That part just makes it seem like he's just jokingly like making it look funny. If that's the case, maybe you shouldn't be driving so quickly. Nonsense! Nonsense! Who cares if I'm driving quick? I want to drive quick. Driving fast is part of being a man. It makes me feel young again. Right. Besides, I've been with Yukiko for almost 20 years now. She can handle it. She's a reliable kind of woman. Yukiko? The car is called Yukiko. Okay. He named the car. Dad calls the car Yukiko. It's his thing. Wow. She's got an odd dad. That's right. I could never part with her. She's like the wife I never had. I don't think he gets out enough. You do have a wife, though. You're married to her. Emu's dad laughs, slapping the steering wheel of the car in good humor. His hands are so large I worry he might split the wheel in two. Wow! Too true, too true. Your mother is a good woman, dear, but she isn't quite the same as old Yuki. I don't know what he's trying to get there, like, she's not fast like this thing, we can't just go bouncing around driving. The freedom of the road. A man in his car, they have a special bond, you see. Sometimes that bond is even tighter than the bond between a man and his wife. Whoa. Anyway, my boy. Yes? I'll tell you a story. Oh no, his story is an exciting tale. Is it about that fish? A story about men. For men. It'll really get your blood pumping. Oh jeez. Even though I can't see her face, I'm sure Emi's rolling her eyes. I keep trying to tell Emu here, but she just don't get it. She's not a man, I guess. Alright, get the story over with. Doesn't think like one. Even though she acts like one. Apparently he's like, she doesn't think like a man, but damn does my daughter act like one. Come on, Dad, cut that out. It's annoying. He's laughing like crazy. Holy shit. Wow. Now, dear, some people are interested in stories like this. So, I'll tell you a tale. A tale about a man and a trout. It's that trout story. Like, is it that fish story that she keeps... Well, is she gonna scream? She said she was gonna scream, but she heard about fishing again. And so, Mr. Yokosaki launches into a very long, very detailed, very boring, and very loud redemption of his heroic fishing feat. I sink lower and lower in my seat the whole while, muttering things like, I see, and how interesting. So he knows I'm listening, but I don't think he cared even if I wasn't. It's clear, Mr. Jogasaki isn't interested in having a conversation. He just wants somebody to talk at and boast to. Now that I'm in his car, trapped with no means of escape, I have no choice but to listen. So lad, do you know how large that fish was? Well, do you? I don't know how big the fish you caught was. I couldn't possibly imagine, sir. Wow, there's no need to be so polite. There's no need to call me sir. Plain old Kentaro will do. Oh, yes. Of course. But I still don't call Mr. Yogasaki that. It would seem wrong, somehow, given he's such a towering figure. It'd be like calling a mountain a molehill. Ah, so, about that fish. It was a trout, you know? Yes, I think we understand it's a trout. A big one. Emu rolls her eyes. Dad, do you have to? You've told this story about 1,000,000 times already. No, Emu, don't exaggerate. It's more like 5 or 6, maybe 7 at a push. But I'm not being prideful. I'm not being arrogant. I'm simply sharing a darn exciting story, that's all. And you gotta admit, it is darn exciting. Wow! You wouldn't understand, Emu. Fishing is a man's world, you know? And only men like me and this young lad here can understand. Really, I don't think he's understanding that well. He seems to be like, yes, just get the story over with. You know what I mean? Wow! I'm wondering how Mom even puts up with you. Well, you must really want to get out there. I'm thinking your mom should just let him go out and fish. He needs to get all this excitement of his fishing stories out there, and maybe tell it to someone else who's actually fishing next to him, to get rid of him, for like a weekend. And so I spent the entirety of the awkward car journey being shouted at by Mr. Jogasaki, and he tells me the darn exciting story of his various tripping exploits. His fishing exploits. My. Well, I think after that exciting cart ride of a very enthusiastic father of his friends, I think it's good enough. This would be a good enough spot to end this one off here. Well, I don't know how to take that guy's excitement for fishing and calling it a man's world, and only men will understand this. From what I can tell, it seemed like it was one boring story. I used to fish when I was younger. I haven't fished in years. Just not really into it that much. I wouldn't say no if, a friend wanted to go out fishing, and I had the time. Why not? Be a good time to sit down, have a beer, talk about some shit while we're fishing, I guess. If it was just quiet, I don't know about that. It'd be kind of boring. Well, guys, thank you for watching this, and you all have a great day.